There were 9 mistakes made ahead of me, and I will make sure over the next decade or so that they will know that they made a mistake.
That was salty Josh Rosen the night he was drafted by the Cardinals. He would thereafter amend his remarks to say, well, the only ones that made mistakes were the ones who needed quarterbacks. The ones who have quarterbacks, they didn't make mistakes. But still, he was miffed about what happened then. And if he didn't like that, guys, he may not like what's coming if the Cardinals take Kyler Murray #1 overall and then trade Josh Rosen to someone else. The Cardinals did not attend the Kyler Murray Pro Day workout last week. They didn't need to because they're having a private workout in Norman, Oklahoma with him. Now that's part of the standard draft process. And you can have as many private workouts as you want to send guys to, as many as you can fit into the calendar. You can go work out whoever you want. They're going to work out Kyler Murray. They'll have him run some of their plays. They'll let him kind of operate in a far less public environment than when your pro day is televised to the world. And they'll continue their process as doing what they should do, the due diligence. Making your decision. What can we get for Josh Rosen? What do we have in Kyler Murray? Do we want to make Kyler Murray the first overall pick and move on from the guy who was the 10th overall pick a year ago?
Here's the thing I don't understand about this Cardinals-Kyler Murray situation. What are the Cardinals gaining from basically telling the world that they're going to draft Kyler Murray #1 this early? That already makes me throw up a flag and say something is up.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can land on is the fact
that they haven't said that.
Well, of course they haven't said it, but let's be honest here. I mean, everything is pointing to it, right? Like private workouts, like all the rumors, everything feels, I mean, I'm not saying they outright have said it, but don't you think that they've made it pretty clear they're very interested in Kyler Murray?
I don't know if I will say that. I mean, it seems that way, but I think we've kind of let our own brains down that path to go. It seems to make so much sense.
But Chris,
go ahead.
You got a take yesterday on this that I think was very appropriate. The idea that Murray's got the demeanor of a guy who knows that something's up.
No question. It does. I do feel like I feel the same way you do. Like that the Arizona does really want him. They're trying to play their cards close to the vest. I feel like Kyler Murray is like just couldn't be less worried about this whole draft process. Like he knows something we don't know.
Right. He walked away from guaranteed money with baseball. Look back to last year.
Yes.
We didn't know that the Browns were going to take Baker Mayfield until the week of?
Yeah.
Like it was that
days
close.
before.
It was that close. Right. So my bigger point is, what are the Cardinals doing with basically kind of letting this rumor get out there, let this build up? They haven't traded Josh Rosen yet. I think they're going to wait and see if they can if two teams who need quarterbacks, potentially, we're going to say the Raiders, with multiple picks in the first round. Why wouldn't they just sit there and say, we're going to try to make the whole world convinced that if you want Kyler Murray, you better be #1.
Yeah.
Trade us one of these picks. Trade us 2 of these picks. The Raiders have 3 picks. The Giants have 2 picks. I just, something feels wrong that the Cardinals would both move on from Josh Rosen so quickly and also have it be sort of floated out there that they're taking Kyler Murray 3 months before the draft.
Yeah, well, I guess the big thing, I don't think they know what they want to do yet. I really don't. I don't know that for sure, but I'm sure they're still weighing all the options, whether what the market is for Josh Rosen, if they do dangle him out there for a trade. The Kyler Murray thing, they're certainly doing their due diligence. Hey, I would argue that nobody knows Kyler Murray better than Cliff Kingsbury. Saw him on the field, recruited him coming out of college. He understands what the guy is, but still they want to get a look, up close, in person. I understand that. And, there's nothing wrong with bringing him in. They're again, I think the fact that they're doing this does just drive up the price, because then they're going to be able to say, well, we were really thinking about taking him. We wanted him. So if you really want him, man, you better throw in that extra second-round pick, because I think we're going to take him. So this is extremely intriguing. It stinks for Josh Rosen because he is a good football player. I liked him a lot coming out in the draft last year. He's a little fragile and does lack mobility. The problem is Kyler Murray, as Mike has said a million times, has a special skill set that you just don't see very often in football, and you don't want to be the team that passed up on him.
And here's the other thing to keep in mind as it relates to the NFL's ultimate reality show about nothing, the first round of the draft, that they don't even need to do. They could do it all by text message, but it's become this monstrous event. They're going to have 60,000 people on the streets of Nashville for this draft. I think that what the NFL does every year now with the team that has the first overall pick, I think that team gets counseled on how to properly play this game, because you don't have any final idea of who the pick is going to be until as late as possible. The Browns kept it quiet last year, Big Cat, as you said, until the week of the draft. When the Rams traded up to get Jared Goff, they refused to say who they were going to take, just to have some shred of drama that maybe they were going to take somebody else. If you come out and say you're taking Kyler Murray right now, you upset the draft night apple cart, and that's a huge thing for the NFL now. And it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger, especially once you can start betting on who the picks are going to be.
I love conspiracy theory, Mike. I like that a lot. But like going against that point, doesn't it feel like they've kind of not said it, but they've kind of said that they're going to take Kyler Murray?
No, they've kind of got, it's out there. It's a reality. Think about it. They've got their quarterback, and we're regarding it as a very plausible outcome that they would take Kyler Murray. Whether they do or don't, look at the interest it's driving. We're consuming the articles that are on the website on NFL.com and ArizonaCardinals.com and hopefully ProFootballTalk.com. We're watching the Pro Day workout on NFL Network. That's what it's all about. It's about selling something in the offseason when there's no football to sell. More PFT Live right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.